In today's video, I'm going to take you along on a solo vision retreat I did for my teacher resource business. I honestly think anyone could benefit from a solo vision retreat with or without a business. This is just a great time to reflect and set goals for yourself. I hope this video encourages and inspires you to set your own vision. Hello from my cozy vision retreat. I am so excited to be in this beautiful space and to have a couple days just to dream and set goals and vision for my Teachers Pay Teachers business or my brand Mrs. Much's Munchkins. The heart of my brand is to serve teachers, and I do that not just by making TPT resources, but also by providing content on Instagram and other social media channels, through my email list, through creating courses, through speaking at events, and so on. So really this is just a vision for my business as a whole, although the majority of my income comes from TPT, so of course that is a huge part of my business. I have done one other business retreat prior to this, but it was a couple years ago now. I don't know why I haven't continued to do more. I really enjoyed it, even though, story for another time, that experience ended up getting cut short and it wasn't the best, but it was still super fruitful. And when I look back on my notes from my last vision retreat, it's so cool to see how many of those things have come to fruition. And I really believe that setting those goals and dreaming about what was next was a big part of that. I can't take credit for the vision retreat idea. It came from my coach, Chanel Moore. She has an amazing podcast that I listen to that's specifically for teacher sellers. And I was listening to that before she was even my coach. And I remember hearing this episode about how she casts vision for her business. And she does these every 3 months or so that she's setting quarterly goals and projections for the next 3 months is kind of the idea. So I'm thinking at least twice a year I would like to make this a new normal thing that I do. I know Chanel said in her episode, because I listened to it on my drive to this Airbnb, she said that she just checks into a hotel for like a one-day experience. So she'll check in the afternoon and she does some things in a certain order, and she shares all the things she does in her episode, and I'm going to be using a lot of her ideas again. So today is a Monday and check-in was around 4 o'clock. I'm in Arkansas in this beautiful cabin, which I will link in the description if you are local and you want to find a place like this, or you want to use this one if you live within driving distance. I picked this one just because it looked so inspiring, such a cool space to really get away and just help my brain uncheck from the regular day-to-day house chores and things that aren't familiar, and just really help me get in that dream state where I can really feel inspired. And I loved all the windows in this space because I love natural lighting, and I think that'll be really great for when I'm doing a lot of my vision exercises tomorrow. This space is about 3.5 hours away, so I drove down this afternoon. I'll be here tonight, which is kind of like my getting ready evening. Before I came, I stopped by Target and grabbed Atomic Habits, which is a book I want to start reading. I might read a little bit while I'm here, so that's why I wanted to have it. And I grabbed a coffee just to make this all a very fun experience. And then I had lots of great podcasts to listen to on the way down, including ones from my coach, Chanel, that I described, where she's talking about how she does a vision retreat and different things you can be doing to cast vision for your business. I listened to those, and I also listened to some inspiring worship music that I love, just to really get my mind in the mood to do this retreat. I'll be here all day tomorrow, which will be the bulk of when I'm really focusing on working on my business vision, and then I'll check out Wednesday morning around 11. So that's kind of the layout of this time, and I'm excited to bring you along. I wanted to start off the vision retreat in a calm, relaxing way, so I made myself a pot pie for dinner and watched some of the show Sweet Magnolias. After that, I did a little bit of yoga, and then it was hot tub time. Time to go enjoy the hot tub. I love a good hot tub. Part of the reason I booked this place was because of it, so I'm really excited to use that. The hot tub was so soothing, and after that I got ready for bed. Then I did my first vision retreat task, which was reflecting on the past year. I wrote out all of my highs and lows, and then I looked at my data to see which products were my top 20 sellers. Finally, I ended the night with some reading. After a nice, slow morning, I started back at my vision retreat tasks. I did my devotional and prayed over some new things I was considering in my business, one of which is helping other TPT sellers grow their stores. Stay tuned if that would help you, because I'm planning to create some content for that soon. Next, I started working on a TPT audit of my store, and then I finalized my 2024 goals. I had been thinking about these goals prior to the retreat, but I wanted to nail them down and put them in writing. I find that writing things down really seals the thought process going on in my mind and helps me get clarity on what I really want to achieve. Next, I started looking at the upcoming 3 months and how my sales were for that time frame the year before. I noticed that March and April were my lowest selling months of the year prior, so I started thinking of ways I could beef up these months in the coming year. And then it was time to take a little break for brunch. We're having a lovely day so far. Woke up early this morning and started reading the Atomic Habits book by James Clear. Already so good. I'd heard about the point the first real chapter makes about just trying to get 1% better every single day and choosing habits that help you get better every single day instead of just more generic goals that don't have actions behind them, because it talks about how people talk about overnight success, but really overnight success is just evidence of small changes and small habits that are done consistently over time. So that was really great to read before I started kind of making my goals for my business, because I really was able to have that mindset of focusing on those small 1% better habits that I could do rather than just on overarching numbers or growth goals. I have done some reflection yesterday and today and looked at my data from my store last year to help me kind of get a sense of what's been working well and what I can glean from the things that already are doing well, what patterns I see. I wrote down some different decisions I'm grappling with in my business and new things I'm thinking about. I've prayed over those and had some time of worship in my devotional, and I've been going through this TPT audit from Kristen Hammond, which I will link in the description for you. She offers this as a freebie for people who join her email list, and that's been really helpful too, because there's some questions in here that I hadn't really thought about in a while. So I still have some more to do for that, but I've gone through most of it. And next I think I'm gonna get outside, maybe take a walk around for a little bit and start doing my 3-month vision, my year vision, and my 3-year vision for the business. Even though it was so bright in this room, I was able to take a nice nap, which I almost never do, but I think all of the thinking just wore me out. Once I woke up, I made myself a snack and I started laying out what products I wanted to make or promote within the next few months. I keep a note in my phone of product ideas, so I like to reference that whenever I'm thinking ahead so I can try to pull those ideas in. I had to get some more hot tub time in, of course, and I brought my book and my light so I could read a bit while I was out here as well. So I'm over here filming some stories for Instagram, and not kidding you, this is the 8th moth that I have seen on this lamp, and I know that I'm getting rid of the other ones because every single time I'm literally grabbing my TPT audit paper, getting them on there, and then going to put them outside. I will come back in here and just doing my thing, and there's another one. I do not understand, so I've literally made this little trek 8 times. Luckily, I did not find any more moths after this. I still have no idea how they were getting in so frequently, but it was definitely an adventure. I finished doing some tasks for my Instagram, and then I started a TPT product that I wanted to have listed by the end of the following day. I definitely should have started working on this prior to the retreat, but I felt like I could knock it out, and that kept me up quite late, especially with some internet connectivity issues. After doing some journaling and some reading, I spent the rest of the morning continuing to work on the TPT product that I was trying to finish. I got a lot done, but knew I wasn't going to be able to finish everything before checkout, so I started packing everything up so that I could get on the road and find a coffee shop to continue working. The time has come to leave this beautiful space. I did some more work this morning on a product, and I think I'm gonna go try and find a coffee shop to wrap that up, but it's time to check out. So I made some avocado toast for the road, did a sweep of the house to make sure everything of mine is gone, and I did all the checkout rules. So now let's go find some coffee, and then it'll be time to drive home. I tried to find a coffee place, and there was none. There was absolutely none, which is crazy because I was heading towards the way I need to go home, and there's this huge shopping area I saw on the way in, so I was like, there'll definitely be something in there. They had like a crumble cookie, they had a pizza restaurant, they had a burger place, tons of big shopping places like Academy Sports and Ross Dress for Less, and all of these spots, zero coffee options, not even a Starbucks. I did find a 7 Brew close by, and that is drive-through only, so I grabbed that. filled up on gas, and I guess we're just gonna head straight home and finish my project there because I didn't want to get too off the route just to find a coffee shop. Best laid plans don't always come to fruition, and that's okay. I've had a great time on this vision retreat, and I hope it was helpful and inspiring to you to see what it could look like so that you can do something similar for yourself, or if you have a business, for your business. I find it just a really rewarding time, and I feel like a lot of good things will come from the thinking and reflecting that I did during that time. Plus, it's just nice and refreshing to get away. It's the best kind of business expense, in my opinion. So I will leave the link to the episode from my coach that I listened to get inspired with this idea in the description, and I'll also leave the link to the Airbnb that I stayed at if you live somewhere nearby. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!